Thanks, Michelle. So, hey, John, how you doing?
Pretty good, Jay.
One of the things I do at American Thunder is I answer all their emails. And a lot of guys email me and say, can I just build a set of pipes from some tubing from the muffler shop next door? And my answer is always no. So today I'm going to talk to John Potts at Vance Hines to see exactly what it takes to go into engineering a pipe the right way. So John, where does it all start?
Well, it all starts basically with a concept, with an idea.
Yeah, I see that over here. You have like a little drawing. And I know we've talked about your big radius pipe before, but this is how it started, huh? On just a drawing pad.
Yeah, basically, our big radius 2-in-1 started out as a sketch.
Okay, so a designer lays this out. It goes through some, I'm sure, huge approval process.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, and then where does it go from there?
Then it goes to CAD, computer-aided design. Determine if it's something that can actually fit a motorcycle, if it's something that can be manufactured. So there's hours and hours of planning just to determine whether or not we can actually make it.
Right, so unlike sometimes a custom set of pipes, you have to make sure that these pipes are going to be able to bolt on for your customer and give them the quality and performance they want.
Right, and it's something that you can repeat, something that you can manufacture over and over again.
Good point. So we go from the sketch here
to CAD.
Directly to the computer, and that's where he engineers it. So John, exactly what are we looking at here on the monitor?
What we're looking at is a CAD rendering of our new big radius 2-in-1. We've got the head pipes, we've got the muffler body, and the heat shields all rendered up in 3D. We've got to go through and estimate all the curves, put in the diameter of pipes that we have available in order to do the CAD drawings, and then that really helps you figure out how the pipes can actually perform in the real world. Then we actually make it look like it's a chrome piece as well.
That looks beautiful.
It's what made us decide to make the pipe.
So what happens after we see it on the screen and it looks beautiful and it's shiny and everyone approves it?
Then we take that computer-rendered file and actually print it up on an ABS plastic machine.
And that's what this is right here, huh?
Yeah, it's a prototype.
Wow, so we have a sketch, some blueprints, CAD, then we do a little bit of plastic work to this, and that's when we get to go outside and play with the tools, huh?
Yeah, that's when we grab our safety glasses and actually go make a pipe.
All right, so let's head out to the workshop, to the facility, and see exactly what it takes to go into every stage in making the big radius pipe. All right, John, so tell me, what are we standing on here?
Jay, we're standing on our new product.
This is pretty cool because basically a Vance Hines pipe doesn't start as a tube. It starts as a flat piece of sheet metal. Then what happened?
This blank sheet goes into our laser cutter,
okay,
and it cuts out the heat shields, the muffler body, everything.
So we have a blank piece of sheet metal, cuts it out into this shape, and then this will get pressed and turned into a pipe somehow, right?
Pressed, formed, recut, welded, you name it.
So there's a little more engineering than just running across the street to the muffler shop, grabbing some tubing and bending it, huh?
Yeah, there's no way you can just grab a piece of pipe and make this exhaust system.
So John, this is the next step of the process, and here's that blank piece of metal that we saw cut on the laser. What happens here?
Well, basically the heat shield's just been cut out of the laser, and now we're gonna form it into a heat shield. We've got two steps of forming here. First, it's gonna be pressed down into the general form of the heat shield. Then we're gonna apply the radius.
So John, we're back from forming. We saw it get formed, and we're back at the laser again. What happens here?
Well, basically, the product's got to come back to the laser to get the excess trimmed off.
All right, so let's see how this works.
So now we're basically watching the laser and the conveyor move back and forth to trim off the excess so that this product can be brought into welding and all put together.
We'll bend some pipe, do some welding, and assemble the finished product next on American Thunder, so don't go away. At Vance Hines, pipes are computer rendered from a sketch, and after a plastic prototype is made, a laser cuts the shape needed from a flat sheet of metal. Next, the tubing is bent to the exact specification.
So John, now I recognize this. This is what standard pipe tubing looks like, and what do we do with this?
That becomes our head pipe, Jay. So all we do is we just bend it up, and it becomes a head pipe. It's done.
Perfect, simple stuff.
Very simple.
It's the only simple thing in this entire process, I think.
Pretty much.
So John, now that the pipes are all bent up, and you have the collar press on, what happens here?
Well, on this particular collar, we have to weld it on so it doesn't fall off.
Okay.
Then we've got to cut an O2 sensor bung into the head pipe as well.
That's kind of tricky, isn't it?
It is tricky because it's an oval-shaped hole on a curve. So we actually had to invent our own machine to do it. It's very cool.
So this is actually finished, but we didn't even see that third radius be shaped.
Yeah, there's actually a third forming process that we didn't go through.
John, this is a lot of work to make a pipe.
Jay, we haven't even gotten to welding. Wait till you see the steps that are involved to weld this pipe.
Let's go see some sparks. We've tacked it. We've seamed it. Put in the end cap. Now what?
Now we've got to put in heat shield clips.
Now we'll bolt right over the muffler and look beautiful, huh?
Yeah, that'll be the beautiful chrome heat shield that everybody knows.
So John, this looks like the finished heat shield just about. We just saw the heat shield clips put in. It's been tacked and seamed. End cap. All we have to do is have the...
Just got to go to shear shop and get cut up a little bit.
All right, well, this is all it takes just to get a heat shield done. So if you think you can do these in your own garage, it's not gonna happen. There's a lot of engineering and a lot of process, and we haven't even gotten to the exhaust system yet. Let's go take a look at the rest of the process and keep going, baby. I see that this is the muffler body that we looked at before, and now it's been all welded together. And what happens next?
Now we've basically got to clean it up and make sure it fits for production. So we've got to cut off the tabs, deburr it, and make sure it's perfectly round.
Because when it goes through all this process, it could lose some of its shape.
Exactly.
So in order to make the baffle fit perfectly, you have to reform this and make it round. So John, this is something that looks like a pipe. The hole is cut here for the O2 sensor. It gets welded in. Now what happens at this stage?
Now we take those head pipes and attach them to the muffler body. So this is really where the pipe becomes a true exhaust system.
Well, this was our heat shield that we started off with early on, and it's almost, looks pretty good to me.
Not quite. We've still got to polish out all the imperfections out of the metal so it'll be ready for chrome.
Then packed up and they're ready to go, huh?
Put in a box and shipped out to your customer.
John, I can't believe it. Today this started off on just a piece of paper and we went through the process and this looks amazing. The heat shields came out beautiful, the header pipes, the welds. I mean, it really came together, and the heat shield for the muffler, it's like a piece of art. John, one of the things we didn't get into too much today was the baffle, and I know the baffle is an intricate part of an exhaust system. This is really what creates the horsepower, the mid-range, the sound, and kind of everything else that helps a performance pipe be a performance pipe.
Yeah, this baffle is equally as complicated to make as the rest of the exhaust system we saw today.
Well, it's pretty obvious from all the white boxes with Vance Hines stamped on them here that you guys certainly offer a lot of product. And, you know, it was great to see how these pipes were made. I really appreciate them so much more coming down and actually seeing the process. So in short, no, you really can't make a proper exhaust system for your motorcycle in your own shop. John, thank you very much.
No problem.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. So, Michelle?